So what I want to share with you is just some of the tips and tools that I've kind of learned over the past 5 years, and it's contributed more, it's contributed to my mental health improving, but also just to kind of give me a little bit more balance and kind of feel good factor to just my life and well-being in general. One of the things that I started doing in 2015, and it wasn't really related to what I was going through, but I started to journal. And I kind of just documented a lot of my traveling for work, some of my experiences, reflecting on some of the things that I was learning in the workplace, and I've managed to keep this kind of habit going. And one of the things that helps me, and one of the things why it's good to kind of use a journal, is that it gives you kind of like a compass where you can look back, or a map maybe, and you can look back and see where you've come from and where you are now. And it always reminds you that you have taken positive steps, and if you've traveled that far, you can still go even further. So I would encourage you, or just people in general, start a journal, unpack your thoughts. We're living in really turbulent times at the moment, but eventually it'll pass. And I believe that some of the things that I'm putting down now onto paper will kind of give me, in a year or 2 years' time, some insight into what we were going through right now as a world and sort of humanity. And I would have learned something, and it'll be applicable to my life at a later point. So journaling, I think you should give it a try. Another skill, sort of turning off the journaling a little bit, is kind of like reflecting and using gratitude. So basically being conscious, or kind of very deliberately thinking about some of the things that you're grateful for. And it doesn't have to be all these like massive big gestures that are the same every day, like I'm glad I've got a house to live in, I'm glad I've got a job, I'm glad I've got food in the fridge. Those are obviously really good things and worth being grateful for, but what the research has sort of shown is that you can just pick up on one or two really small good things that happened to you today. So you dropped something on the ground and a stranger picked it up for you. Someone bought you a coffee at work. Someone let you through a door first, or held the door open for you. So just lots of little things, and then it kind of gives you a bit of kind of a kick to also try and make these moments happen for other people. And I think that also gives us a lot of feel-good factor for ourselves. Another habit that I've kind of picked up along the way is using meditation. This is it's an interesting one, because some people respond really well to it and enjoy it, and some people don't really get it or like it at all. My own sort of experience is that I think when you really feel trapped inside your own head and your thoughts get really heavy, it sounds really, and this is what people call very meta, it's good to know that your thoughts are just your thoughts, and it doesn't really reflect you as a person, or even the reality of the situation. It's actually just your reaction to whatever's going on. So for me, meditation is it's less about kind of clearing or emptying your mind, because you're only going to be able to do that for really brief periods of time. But what it gives me is sort of a little bit of a distance from some of the things that I'm experiencing and going through. They're just things, and I can let it go and it will float away, and I don't have to identify or hold on to it. And at the same time, I don't have to like fight it or push it away too hard. I can kind of exist between it with my own little space, and whether good things happen, it's not good or bad. I'm just sort of accepting of it, and when bad things happen, in the same way, it's not good, it's not bad. Just try to kind of accept it. And this concept is kind of called equanimity in the teaching, and I absolutely love it. It's a good way of framing things, that everything just is, and it is exactly as it's meant to be. Obviously a lot harder in very difficult moments to kind of manage and accept that, but it's really given me a lot of perspective and helped me to kind of manage a lot of the sort of the ebbing and flowing of everybody and everybody's modern life.